Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our one-on-one show with your host Oscar Karubara. Welcome to our new year. Hope this year is you are having a great year, and this January is not January like any other year. If you are joining us for the first time, we'd like to welcome you to our YouTube platform at Kise College TV, and we'd like to inform you to follow us at Kenya Institute of Software Engineering and of Professional Studies. With me here is Mr. Steve Randa. Mr. Steve Randa, welcome.
Thank you.
How is you?
I'm good.
You are good?
Yes.
How is the new year taking you?
New Year is fine. I'm not still dating.
Oh, thank you. Can you give a brief introduction of who is Mr. Steve Randa to our new listeners or to our new viewers?
Okay, Steve Randa is a student at Kenya Institute Software and Engineering and Professional Studies, taking diploma in software engineering, database administration. Steve Randa was a former student leader, deputy president at this institution. He is a counselor, psychologist, and a teacher, as well as a minister.
Mr. Steve Randa, on to our first question. How was your experience as a deputy president at Kenya Institute of Software Engineering?
One, every person learns from the position where he is placed. And the experience as a deputy president at this institution, one, I can say it molded me to be person who I am at this moment, though I'm still a student. Talking about maybe a challenge, because every place you are, there must be a problem which is on your head. You find maybe you are supporting, because you are a link between a student and administration. You are like the ambassador. So sometimes maybe you can have some antagonism with the administration, whereby you try to impose something which student maybe want, but it is not prioritized by the institution. So you will find yourself rubbing shoulders with the institution. Likewise, you might also try to introduce, because you are a bridge between the two gap. Maybe you can be told to introduce something which student might not take it easy. So you might find yourself in this scenario where you are grabbing shoulder with two different people, students and teachers. And that was the main challenge and the main experience I gained in that position.
How did you feel working with other colleagues like the president? What was your experience? How did you feel as a leader?
The president which I was working with had that, I can say, a heart of working togetherness and unity. So the administration was very cheap and very smooth, because everything which we were working on were in order because of the agreement we had with her.
Oh, so she was a female.
She was a female, Madam Sarah Mora.
Madam Sarah
Mora. Yes.
How as a deputy president, how has it helped this position? How has it helped you in form of life development or any other?
Okay, I can say immediately I got off from that position. I went to Tarmac, just as men do, part-time job. So with the leadership skill I acquired here, I was elected to be IT manager in charge of database administration. And this skill is also helping me because I'm trying now to lure the people of the place I'm living, that is Kiandutu, to elect me in coming youth leadership election as their youth leader. So I'm using the skill I got from this institution now to nurture myself. This is not, it was not the end of everything.
So, Mr. Steve, what you are, if I was to call one of your student, what do you think he or she would describe you? Were you that competent or were you incompetent as a leader? Did you enable to accomplish what you promised the student or to the comrade? Did you accomplish your mission or your objective as a deputy president?
That one is a bit difficult to answer because every person has got his or her thoughts. Not everybody are happy with what you are doing, and not everybody are competing you. So, you know, as a leader, you must accept every comment somebody is making about you. So when somebody is called, maybe she or he might say Steve was good. Another one, Steve was bad. So the collective thoughts should be sampled. Then you see which one has got more likes or dislikes. That is now I can make compliment about myself.
Hope you'll be with us as we interview one of our students on how was your leadership. And then guys, remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel at Kenya at Kise College TV. Follow us at Facebook at Kenya Institute of Software Engineering and Professional Studies. Back to you, Mr. Steve.
Yes.
Can you briefly describe the challenges, the difficulties faced as a deputy president at Kenya Institute of Software Engineering?
Okay. To govern an institution requires a skill and coordination. And you know, sometimes the coordination between my administration and administration was very low. Hereby you find you want to impose something which is very positive and sellable to the institution, but it is not a priority, the way I said it before. So when an institution takes it as a non-priority issue, and students think it is a priority, it will bring a challenge. It will be a challenge to me and to a student. The second one is not implementing what we want as a student. Now talking as a student, you find many things students want, but the implementation becomes very low. Sometimes you can get frustrated until you regret why you are in that position because of implementation. Third challenge was communication. I'm sorry to say, and maybe somebody might be in need of that position. It's not very easy. Sometimes you find like you are imposing something. The thing you are trying to impose, when the next implementation to be taken, the message is forwarded to another student who is not even a student leader, so that that student to inform you. It means there is no hierarchical recognition in this institution. So those are the main challenges and should be spitted out.
You have said communication. Many of us know that leaders are meant to communicate, to express the feelings or the desire of the people whom they are guiding. So can you say that as a leader, communication was a bad skill to you, or you didn't have that communication skill to be able to communicate to the student or to the management? What's your take on that?
In Swahili we said kila siku huamka na kuchake. You know, I've said like you are trying to plan something. So when you are waiting for maybe a result or a way forward, the information will be given to somebody else to maybe share it in a group or call the president or deputy president. Uh, you know, now talking about communication is not now the student representative as a general, but now the order or the authority or all those things were being done by administration. That is now where the poor communication and sensitization of things begins.
So you don't think that your objective or your manifesto, you did not accomplish your mission as a deputy president? Or what can you say on that?
Now let me put you into a diversified perspective. Even in country, you know, like there you have your plans, but to implement them, we have long-term implementation and short-term implementation. The long-term implementation or project you cannot accomplish at that short duration of time you are given. But I believe there are some things which we started, and we are still pushing. I'm still pushing even outside my power. Those were the project we started. Those are the things which we did not accomplish. They are long term. Even I know the next administration will not accomplish it.
As we enter in the election mode, into the election period, what can you advise to the coming leaders who want to vie for the seat which you are, or for any other seat in the school? What can you advise them as a former deputy president?
Okay, that chair is very hot, and one, they must be prepared. I can't say like that seat required their own skill. This is not a small institution. And for you to manage an institution, you must have a skill from God himself. You start from God. So the person who needs that seat should consult God. That is where power originates. Because even me, before I went to that seat, I was mentored by former principal, and he told me how to go about it. So he must consult God. Two, he must look for just a serious advisors. In school, we have our teachers. We have even students. There are some students who are they are not tolerating nonsense, and they can advise you accordingly. So if they can find a good advisor, can help them. Then they must be ready to face a challenge, because to administer is not, it doesn't mean like you are having a power. It means you are now subjected to do tasks which were supposed to be done by some people. You are the ambassador. So a leader must be ready to work on behalf of other people. So that seat is very difficult, and the only person who can help is God.
Oh, hope the message is loud and clear to those who are aspiring for the position of the leadership in Kenya Institute of Social Engineering, that great leaderships come from God, and hopefully he or she will be able to maneuver into leadership through God. Mr. Steve, moving back, going aside to the school politics, let's move to the outside world. Recently, we had a commotion between the governor of Nairobi and the deputy president about the matatu issues. As a leader, if you were in that position, if you were in that seat as a leader, how would you have undertaken the things, or how would you avail the things, or how would you have taken that issue given that opportunity?
If it were me, one, you know, everybody must know his or her role. When you are given a role, go to your role. You know, when devolution came, the planners noticed that there were some regions which were being marginalized, and they needed leadership into grass level. And that's why county as a government came. So when governor of Nairobi City County was given a task to handle by the national government, I see no reason for our able deputy president, Mr. Rigiji, to intrude into politics of Nairobi. That was like he was missing his line. Things to do with the transport sector. There were some things which were devolved. Before there was that antagonism, I believe in a one-on-one conversation in a secret place, whereby the people who subjected you to handle that thing are not included. When Mr. Deputy President intrude and violate, it simply means he overuse his power to intrude into another person's land, which is unconstitutional.
Oh. So you are supporting the governor on his undertaking or implementing his ideas?
I'm supporting nobody, but it is like you have your house. This is just an illustration. Then somebody else, even your father, you are given your house, then your father comes and intrude into your house. That one is not now called a fatherhood. That is an intruder, if you have your house. So the same thing to the politics of Nairobi. Our father, who is the president or the presidency, I'm calling nobody. Presidency is the father of Kenya. When presidency decided to delegate some duties to the county assembly, they were given those duties because counties were seen mature enough to handle their own duties. So when deputy president intrude, it was like, let me just say, alijaribu kuvuka mpaka. My Kiswahili is not good. Alivuka mpaka, akaingia into that government. So I'm not supporting Nairobi governor, but I'm only supporting the constitution of Kenya.
So you are a man who likes to follow the laws and the constitution, how it speculates. Moving to our next question. To the viewers, I would like you to take a pen and a paper, for this question is about to be hot. Mr. Steve Randa, can you briefly describe the roles of a deputy president or the roles a leader should have before vying for the elected seat?
Okay. According to constitution, a leader should be of unsound mind. That man should not be insane. He should be clear in his brain. That is the person who should be in that position. Talking to now school politics, you know, a leader is like ambassador. So to the viewers, if you know the roles of ambassadors, I think I should not repeat myself.
He was brave on those few roles of a leader, but he had said, if you know the roles of an ambassador, then those are the roles of a leader should have. Mr. Steve, moving forward, what's your aspiration in life? What's your aspiration in life?
In life, I only have two aspirations, the political and the career one. In a few years' time, I would wish to be a serious database analyst and administrator. That is what I dream. That's why I changed my career. Okay, to viewers, I'm a teacher Kiswahili history, though najaribu kuwakanganya kidogo Kiswahili changu kidogo akivutii. Mimi ni mwalimu wa Kiswahili historia, pia saikolojia. Nimesomea Kiswahili chuo kikuu cha Kenyatta. Hivyo maana niko hapa. Lakini nilijaribu kugeuza lengo na ndoto yangu ikuje kutoka katika the art zone to science zone. That's why I managed to maneuver up to this institution, because I want to be a database analyst. Two, my politics is not here. My politics is now moving to the next level. And very soon, I will tell you where my aspiration in political world goes to. And
So, as you conclude your examination coming this examination period, oh no,
it is on March.
on March, as you go back to the society, will you be continuing with your political leadership, or will you be focusing on your administration career based on that?
Politics is like a side job. I'm not doing politics as a joke. It is one, my career. And you know, your career, you cannot misuse it. That's why I value it as my side career. So I will not use politics to brainwash other people, but also to strengthen my innermost. So when I live here, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not going home, because back at home there are some obstacles. I can't go. I'm going to base my politics here.
If I may interrupt, what are some obstacles at home, if you are free to tell them?
Even you, I'm very sure, community doesn't accept you when you are a human, but when you are insane. That is a wise quote. So what I'm saying, my politics is moving to another level. And very soon, I've talked to some of my teachers, Mr. John and Mr. Andrew, and up to this moment, now talking about inspiration, I'm trying to create a political career platform whereby I'm trying to look for software engineers so that we can create a way to maybe IT center so that we can be IT ambassadors. By now reaching the people, I'll be able now to convince them what I want, as well as now working with the government.
In that lane of politics, will you take your politics back at home, or we are completely done with home, or you are where are your politics being undertaken?
It is even written in the book of Luke. You will go read it, maybe all of it. Not,
you can quote.
Yes. He was rejected is in his motherland. Sometimes when you see a place very hostile to you and you cannot achieve what you want, change the place. That is the secret way to kill the devil. Even I think when now God wanted to change the world, he changed the position of Jesus Christ. He used that devil who thought it was very wise to kill Jesus so that the world can change. So even you change the position. That's why I'm here. And my politics and my career is going very well.
Changing the location, don't you think that's a bad move as a political leader? Because we assume that a political leader or a leader, great leader, should be the one convincing the people on why he should be the leader, on how or why he should suit a certain position. Do you think that's a bad move as a leader, or what do you think about that?
When devolution came, there is no article in the constitution that maybe Wajir should be strictly for the Orias and the rest. Maybe Nyanza to be strictly for Luos. So changing the position also help you to have other skills which you don't have. You gain by changing the position. Even in the past, when warriors were to be given that mantle that they were warriors, they were changing the place from that their cocoon they had with their mothers at home to the forest and then back to the family.
Oh. So that's your take on how a leader should go on about things.
That is
That's a great leader.
as much as you don't lose your way.
So to the viewers, to the listener, don't lose your way as a leader. Focus as a leader. If you want to become a leader, be keen. Listen to the people's ideas. Engage yourself in politics, or listen to the people's ideas and achieve your manifesto. Mr. Steve, what can you advise as we conclude our show? What can you advise to the upcoming leaders or to the coming generation? What's your advice to the coming generation?
My advice now, me as a youth, I'm also upcoming politician, and I believe I'll be a great person in future. My advice, one, move away from peer pressure. That is the first question. That's the first advice. I've seen many leaders. I think I had a very good friend of mine. I'm sorry, I'll not name her because she's a person of integrity. We were student leaders at Kenyatta University at a point, but at last she lost her way. She engaged herself in burning of the institution, so that is a peer pressure. Another thing which is now killing our youth, especially in Kiambu, is drugs. When you want to be a leader, kindly move away from this drug addict. Then my last thing, include God in everything you are doing.
Thank you, Mr. Steve, for your time. To the listeners, to the viewers, hope you had a fantastic show. Please remember to subscribe on our YouTube platform at Kise College TV, on to our Facebook, Kenya Institute of Software Engineering and Professional Studies. Hope wherever you are, you have a great weekend and be blessed. Thank you.